GTI Jake here with the Bond Performance YouTube channel. On Performance, we make downpipes, intercoolers, mid pipes, turbo back exhaust, and so for those of you not familiar with that aspect of it, not just a YouTuber, I do make parts for these cars. But this isn't a sales pitch. This is talking about some quick and easy tips and things you can do to enhance your drag racing experience if you do get out and take your car to the track. So it's kind of loud here at the airport at my real job, so I'm going to pop in the car where it's a little quieter and I'll tell you about the event I'm going to visit this week and some of the things I'm going to do to prep the car to get the most out of my daily driver. So before we get started, I really appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel. Comment below if you've got questions or ideas for future videos, or if you want more details on any of these topics or anything I don't cover. So yeah, we'll get into it. All right, welcome to my studio. A lot quieter than outside with all the airplane noise. So the event that I'm planning on going to this week is Streetcar Takeover Charlotte. They've got events all over the world, not over the world, all over the country. I know there's Tulsa, there's 1 or 2 rounds in Florida. They're up north, they're out west, they're everywhere. I've been to it before and had a great time. I don't think they did it in Charlotte last year. They ended up relocating it to Rockingham, which is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But I know there's a lot of you guys here in Charlotte who follow the channel or in the surrounding area. So I wanted to put this video out in advance, so instead of people saying, oh man, I wish I could have gone, this will give you the opportunity to show up and participate or just hang out. I'll be there at least 2 of the 3 days, possibly all 3. We'll see about that. Day 1 is a Dino day at Twin Peaks. It's a huge car meet, lots of fun, lots of people there. But still family friendly. I'm taking my kids. So something cool to do on a Thursday night. And then the following day, Friday, will be roll racing. They do have a test and tune class, which is probably all I'll do. This thing isn't fast, but it is fun. So I'll be there for test and tune roll racing Friday, and then possibly Saturday for the actual drag racing event. So for those of you who aren't familiar, roll racing at the track is basically simulating street racing. They let you start further back towards the staging lanes and get a rolling start. So you just kind of match speed, and right around the lights or a little before, you get on it and make your pass. So it's easier on the drive line, more of a level playing field for somebody like me who, you know, it's a street car. If anything, it's more of a track day prep than a drag racing prep. So with the big brake kit on here, I'm not able to reduce wheel size to run slicks. So the car isn't going to 60-foot well, regardless of driver skill. But again, like I said, I'm just going for fun. Maybe mess with a few V8s, and I'll show you guys the helmet I ordered. So this is where I'm going to get into some of the tech tips for anybody that's been skipping around the video. If you skipped over the part about Streetcar Takeover because you're on the West Coast and it's out of reach for you, these are things that apply for most drag strips. So anytime you sign up for any organized event, you're going to have to pass tech inspection. Two of the biggest things that people miss, locals, enthusiasts I've met at the track or met and gone to the track with, one, you have to have long pants on. It's hot in Charlotte, it's hot in the summer. Normally it's a nice day if you're going drag racing. You have to have long pants and closed-toe shoes on. So if you show up in gym shorts and flip-flops, they're going to tell you to go home. The other thing is your helmet. I ordered a new helmet not because I don't have one. I've actually got several. I grew up racing motocross, so I've got a variety of helmets around. I've had crotch rockets, but Z-Max in particular, as well as some other big tracks that are owned under that same umbrella, they require a Snell certification on the helmet, which if you flip the helmet upside down, I know this is a hat, But you can pull the headliner back and the Snell certification sticker will be under the headliner around the 12 o'clock position. You know, straight through from the top. So you'll need to check that. If your helmet doesn't have a Snell 2015 or 2020 rating, it would not qualify to pass their tech inspection. So Snell ratings come out on 5-year intervals and they're good for 10 years. So currently you can buy a 2015 or 2020 Snell helmet. I bought a 2020. It'll be good until 2030. So I'm gonna get some good use out of it. That was the justification to the wife, and she's the one that actually pulled the trigger ordering it, you know, on my PayPal account, but whatever. She's the one that hit send. So I can technically say my wife bought me a helmet, and I'll show you guys that it's kind of funny. Because it's slim picking with the COVID stuff still going on. A lot of stuff's out of stock. So beggars can't be choosers. I decided to buy a helmet last minute. We ordered it last night, and tracking's already up. Summit Racing's on top of their game. So I ordered it last night after normal business hours, but they're open till about 9 o'clock. And they actually got out the door at 2 a.m. this morning, and I've got tracking showing it'll be here Wednesday. So I'm all set there. Okay, so that's the basics that will get you through tech. Don't show up in shorts. Don't show up with a not Snell rated helmet. If you do, make sure you get there early and rent a helmet. I've never been to a drag strip that didn't rent helmets. Obviously their helmets are going to meet their requirements, so it's usually like 20 or 30 bucks to rent it. They might hold your credit card or your driver's license to make sure they get their helmet back at the end of the day. But hey, if it means you get out to enjoy your car and meet some like-minded enthusiasts, a couple bucks to buy a helmet or rent one's no big deal. Obviously I encourage motorsports, but you know, legal disclaimer, I can't be held responsible if a Mustang takes you out, or if you know, money shift or blow the engine up or do something crazy. Be safe. Obviously don't go drag racing if it could financially compromise you. And yeah, track days are fun though. Drag racing's fun. And as far as low impact, roll racing is as easy on your car as it's going to get. It's just like going out to 45, I mean Mexico, out here in Charlotte. So yeah, it's a good time. It's safe. And Streetcar Takeover gets the absolute best turnout of any event I've ever been to. So if you're looking for just a good time, I mean, I can't speak highly enough of the event. I could post the link in the description to Streetcar Takeover's page, and I'll drop the link for a YouTube video that I'm in from a couple years back, 1320 video. Stuck a GoPro on this car and watched me lose the front wheel drive eliminations class for roll racing. I actually bought into the competition, and it was single elimination, so it was me versus a 9-second SRT4, and I got my doors blown off, obviously. Daily driver with car seats in the back. But that's where we're going to get into next, with how to get the most out of your daily driver basically for free. So first off, E85 or race fuel. I used to put race fuel in my Mark 6. It had not only an adjustable file, but one of those files was a 100 octane tune. So it was worth about 0.2 of a second for me to do that. That was money well spent. The car ran great on race gas. The Mark 7 though doesn't have switchable maps through APR. I know almost all of you guys are running EQT or an access port with a tune of some sort, so you do have the ability to flash different files. But fast forward, it's 2021, not back in the day when I had the Mark 6, and E85 has blown race fuel out of the water. I'm not going to get into huge details on that, but it runs a lot cooler and it's dirt cheap. So if you can get your hands on E85, that's your best bet. I'm not going to switch the tune at all. I'm going to run about E28, E30-ish, which is 3 gallons of pump E85, or I might buy some E90, you know, race can, like actual pure, guaranteed to be a certain octane rating Ignite E90 race gas, but we'll see. That'll be in the next video. the buddy of mine who's his friend's got a shop that sells Ignite race fuel. They're going to, their goal is to clean up the 140 mile an hour roll class and the 10.0 index in an M4 that I've shown on the Bond Performance page before, another guy I work with. So won't get too far into that. Back to prep. I know I'm easily distracted. The other thing with drag racing, good fuel and weight. So gas weighs 6 pounds per gallon. So you have to kind of draw a line in the sand somewhere about how low you run your fuel, because Mk7s do have a tendency to cavitate the low pressure fuel pump, suck air, which can damage the pump, or worst case scenario, damage the engine in a hard launch situation. So my goal will be to have as close to a half a tank of E30 blend as possible, because like I said, 6 pounds per gallon, half tank, you're saving 40 pounds out of the back of the car. Additional weight out of the car, I'll toss these car seats out. They'll probably be in there Thursday. I'd imagine the kids will ride with me to go to the pre-meet and dyno event at Twin Peaks, but we might take the GLI also, so we'll see. This might be bareback seat, it might not, depends on who all's riding with me. The front passenger seat weighs about 40 pounds and it's only 4 Torx bolts to remove it, so we'll see if I want to get that serious. But the rear seats do come out really easy on this thing. The seat base just pops up out, no tools required. For the rear seat, there is, I want to say it's a 15 millimeter to unbolt the seat belt in the center. The other 2 seat belts just pull through the seat. The center one is attached to the folding seat, if I remember correctly. And then there's a Torx or a triple square, one or the other, to unbolt a bracket that retains the seats. But it's really simple. The bracket lives somewhere in the middle, and once it's removed, the seats both move inboard to fully release from pins on the outside. So with the spare tire, the toolkit, I keep oil and stuff in the car just in case for road trips, and all the seats, plus the fuel, I could be as much as, let's say, 160 pounds lighter than I normally drive around at, which will not only help with just acceleration and ET, but should pretty drastically affect trap speed as well. Less weight takes less power, and just a few minutes. I've got the shop, so being the air conditioning, pulling that stuff out only takes a few minutes, plenty of room to store it. If you don't have plenty of room to store it, it's not a huge deal. Again, we're just doing it for fun. If there's enough trash talking, maybe I will do the elimination rounds, but for the most part, I'm just there to have some fun, and there's quite a few other guys from work that will be there. So have some grudge racing going on in the test and tune lanes. Just cars here at work. There's a kid that's got a GT 350. He's not going to bring that. He's got a Honda EF hatch, for any of you guys that speak Honda, with a case swap in it, and it's a tin can. There's no interior. So the case swap EF hatch will be a good run for me. There's a on-3 turboed 3-valve Mustang. For you guys not familiar, that's like the 06 body style. He just built that car for this event, so that's going to be pretty cool. It sounds awful. It sounds horrible, but it should be decently quick. He took it to an 1/8 mile track and did a 7.7 1/8 mile. So that equates to like low 12s or possibly high 11s if he's really dialed in. So that should be a good run for this as well, depending on if I come through with getting some E85 and taking some weight out of the car. I plan on this car trapping 115 miles per hour. Anything less will be disappointed. Anything more, that will be cool. Which is well into the 11s if I had good tires on the car. I don't. I mean, they're good for what I use it for, but they're not a drag race tire by any means. So basically, to be fair and honest, it's probably a 12-second car as it sits, which, as I've said, is not fast, but it is fun. So yeah, I will be following this video up. If there's any interest, I'll do a video on the prep on exactly what it takes to pull the seats out, and maybe show a little bit about blending the fuel. But like I said, I wanted to get this video out to you guys so anybody within a reasonable distance of Charlotte can come out and meet me at ZMAX or Twin Peaks. I'm active on YouTube. You guys have my email. You guys have my social media accounts. So hit me up if you want to swing by and say hi. I've got stickers I can hand out. I don't have any hats. This hat's actually, I've washed it so many times now, it doesn't even really say Bond Performance on it, but I might be a little too hard on it. I threw it in the dishwasher with dishwashing soap. I probably should just not use soap, because it took everything off the patch after a half dozen washes. So anyway, I'm done rambling. I hope you're as excited to go play around at the drag strip as I am. I'm gonna get somebody else to hold the camera and shoot some footage while I'm there, get me making some passes, and hopefully get some good runs in with some Scat Packs and Mustangs and Camaros and stuff. People that don't want to get beat by a white hatchback that at least most of the time has car seats in the back. So I'll show you guys a picture of my helmet that's on the way, and drop the link to the stuff we mentioned earlier in the description. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you at ZMAX. Oh, and before I forget, since Paul from DAP is literally right down the street from here, I'd like to officially call him out from one YouTuber to another. Let's do some fun runs. Bring your wagon or your daily or the Mark 5 or whatever you got, and come make some passes with me. We'll do a gentleman's bet. I'll bet you a beer that I'll beat you. So if Paul from DAP or anybody from his team's got time to come out, love to meet you guys and do some fun runs at ZMAX for the roll racing or the dig racing. So any of you guys, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that followed Paul, drop him a line, tell him Jake from Bond Performance wants to see him at ZMAX. I'd like to see as many Mark 7s out there as possible, or just bag enthusiast in general. If you guys got Audis or BMWs or really anything, it's a good time. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.